Hey guys, we are here at week 12, which really is so close to being done. You can almost taste it, I bet. So this is our last week about our geology section. We're going to talk a lot about plate tectonics this week. And I'll get to that here in a second. So first off is our spiritual reflection. I'm going to move my screen here. Okay, so spiritual reflection for this week is from a talk by Elder Ellis of the 70, and he talked about earthly calamities like earthquakes and volcanoes and tsunamis. And basically he said that, all of these things are frightening and are going to affect us. But of course we can think about this in terms of both natural disaster and spiritually, what we need to do if we're facing a trial. So number one, he had kind of before the storm that we should make preparations and make our family a priority. Number two, during the storm, we should be following the revelation that we're receiving. And number three, after the storm, we should let the gospel remove the sting of that trial or that experience. So my questions for you are, first, just with natural disasters themselves, have any of you experienced those things, and how were you able to get through it? Did you kind of, looking back at it now, did you kind of have some of those steps, the before, during, and after that helped you? Just what was your experience? And then of course these are not just for natural disasters, but for any trial we face. So if there's any additional spiritual insights you could give about the before, during, and after the storm, that would be awesome. All right, this week we have a pretty regular week. However, there is a little difference in the Explore section, which I will get to. But so Monday, we have our spiritual reflection. Tuesday, we'll have our meeting. And so for this one, the Explore activity that was linked on the Explore section for lesson 12 has been changed a little bit. It is a really it was a super wordy document. It was kind of hard to get through and had lots of activities on there that weren't really pertinent to what we want to learn in this class. So I actually rewrote this activity to be a little bit simpler and to really focus on what I hope you guys are learning in this class. So there's actually a new activity there. So if any of you already downloaded the previous activity, I'm sorry, there is a new one. So please look, it's attached here in the announcement. It's also over in the Explore section. So please download that. You don't have to do the whole thing. I'm going to talk more about that underneath the calendar. So stay tuned. All right, so Tuesday again is our regular meeting, but there is an activity to download. Make sure you have that printed out and ready to go. Thursday, we have our regular prepare quiz. This time we have some videos in the prepare section that you're going to have your quiz about. And then don't forget to go back to last week's Enrich essay and respond to the other threads if you're not staying for our live class discussion. And I forgot to tack that on. So on our Explore class on Tuesday, we will also have a live discussion of the Alvarez team and what happened there with his theory of how the dinosaurs became extinct. If you want to stay for the live discussion, then you don't have to do the discussion board part of the assignment. However, if you don't come to the live discussion board, then please remember to read at least 2 other students' threads and respond to them. And then Saturday, we have the Explore quiz and then the responses on the discussion board to your own posts. Again, that's just for those who don't come to the live discussion. And then the reflection. I'm going to back up onto that live discussion. Remember, it's going to just be directly after our class meeting. So if you can't come at 7, but you can come later and we will, you can still be a part of that discussion. Just come whenever you get there and it'll hopefully make sense. All right, so in the Now or Later section, to prepare for Explore class this week, there is kind of a big chunk of stuff you need to do before class. So before you even get there, there's a few things to do. So we have this new activity linked in the Explore section, and you do not have to do the entire thing. It is quite long. What we're going to do is in class, we're going to have different groups do each section A, B, C, or D. And again, if you're looking at it, it will make more sense what we're talking about. So if you're planning on just watching the recording, it would be good to get one of those sections, decide which section you want to do, and then we'll work on it. If you are going to come, I really hope that you can encourage some more people in the class to come, because this is one where it's a lot more fun if there's a lot more people to be in your group to help you through the activity. and then you are actually going to be teaching the rest of the class kind of your section. So the more people we have on this one, really the better, because you'll have everybody's ideas to help solidify what's going on and to help teach. All right, so to be prepared for all of that, what we're going to be doing is using Google Earth. And so the steps here underneath the calendar are for you to follow to get Google Earth on your computer. You can use the browser version, but it works a little bit differently, and I've had more success with the downloaded version. So that's what I would suggest is actually downloading Google Earth. It is free, but it does take up kind of a lot of space on your computer, so you maybe use it today and then you can delete it tomorrow if you need to. And then there's some more steps just for settings, getting settings put on there correctly, and then there's a file that you're going to be downloading into Google Earth that is has a lot of cool things that other people have already put on to like a map for you. So there's a whole map of where earthquakes are, there's a map of where volcanoes are, there's a map of a lot of cool things that have to do with plate tectonics. So you're going to download that file. It's a KMZ file, so if you see that, that's what we're talking about there. That is also attached here and in the Explore section. So hopefully that made a whole lot of sense, but if you can be prepared with Google Earth on your computer and at least having chosen one of those sections to look at, A, B, C, or D, that would be fabulous. And then if you want to even do the whole activity before class, that would be like A+++, but it's not required. So, okay, I hope that all made sense, and I hope you guys had a great weekend. See ya.